Don't we start at noon on Fridays?
The music wasn't even playing when I walked in.
The music was absolutely playing. The music was playing.
I banged out a blog.
You didn't bang out a blog.
I mean,
you
also
don't bang out blogs.
You probably should have locked the door at 11:55 so you could do your favorite thing, which is play with yourself and have your own show.
No, well, I do love to do a solo show. That's the only person I can fucking trust around here to actually be here on time.
All right, hold
on. You look around these empty-ass chairs.
Week 1, I haven't missed a day. No oblos, nothing. Sans Wednesday because I do have the top college football podcast, and we can't.
That's not a college football podcast. Colin Pick'em, a college football podcast, is a lie.
Do you have a trophy on your show?
College football podcast. That Pick'em is a Rico Bosco's Fragile Ego podcast. It has nothing to do with college football.
It's 8 years, top of the rankings. Where are we at?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Welcome.
I'm a worker. I'm an earner. Wait till you see this blog.
Just a worker bee now, huh? That's all you are?
That's all I am. That's all I want.
What time are you leaving? 2:30?
No.
2:15? 2:10?
Let's start clocking
I'm in there somewhere.
Start clocking you.
All right, so it is, in fact, me and Rico Bosco, 3 presidencies. So the big 2 of Pick Central. Can I say that?
Yeah.
The big 2. We are here. Smitty not here because it's Friday. He only works 3 days a week. Marty Mush gets to go to Florida at least twice a month. Big Ev apparently has died. Ben Mentz gets to live in Las Vegas now, and that empty chair is just an empty chair. But Rico Bosco, the full-time guy, is here, and he's with me, and we're going to talk Football Friday, baby. Football Friday. We got college football. We have a brand-new Kelly in Vegas parlay that's out. She's dropped her weekend parlay with the 3 teams, so we know what it is. She's been hot all year with these 3-team parlays.
I got the blog coming out today. I gave out a 2-teamer.
Whether it's money line or spread. She's got her 3-team parlay, and I know, TJ, I didn't give you time to get the graphic or anything.
I asked the social sportsbook team to make a graphic. They said, we don't even know the odds yet. No graphic.
Interesting.
Whatever. So we'll have the odds very soon. But our 3 teams are, if I do it from memory, she likes Baylor plus 5.5.
I don't hate it.
At home against Oklahoma. She likes Troy plus 7 at home against UL Lafayette.
You see the hat I'm wearing.
And she likes, come on, guys. Who is it?
Rutgers.
No. Shut up.
LSU.
No. Who is it? Who's the 3rd fucking team? I just saw
Troy does have a good run defense.
Troy.
I'm not worried about it.
It was Troy.
I like UL.
Oh, it's Minnesota plus 5 on the road.
Oh, I like that one too.
At Iowa. I like Minnesota. That's on my card.
I like that one.
The other 2 are not. But so
I could see it happening. I mean, I'm on ULL, but if it means she cashes a big ticket, I'll take it.
Her money line parlay is Troy plus 7.
Or can we do it this way?
Troy money line.
If Troy's not going to win outright, I hope ULL covers. Can we have that?
Sure, whatever.
That's a
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you. I mean, if you want to make her bet all about you, you can do that. I'm going to celebrate her. I'm going to celebrate her abilities. I'm jealous of her. She is a winner. She's a better gambler than us, and she gets to work 15 minutes a week.
Jesus.
What? What?
You just can't help yourself on a Friday. Come on,
she knows it's all fun. She's I say this without reservation or hesitation. Far and away the best gambler here. Not even close. Like. She's the real deal, legit. I mean, she's awesome. So that's why I feel a responsibility for us to talk about her parlay.
She was the only one who was tolerable on that action show. You remember all the characters on that? Did you watch that?
Yeah, she was
tons of assholes.
She's the
only one who was tolerable. Only one likable.
She's great. She's fantastic. Can't watch her videos on Twitter because all the replies are fucking horny bastards. So maybe bonk everybody. Relax out there. Speaking of, and he's dead. But long live Big F, who has actually turned into a great gambler himself.
He's very good. He's very sharp.
Yeah, he's
quietly just plugging away.
He's just stacking units every day. Look at this. It's November. Ben Mentz is already 16 units in the hole, and Big Ev is up 20 units.
Such a great picture of Ev.
It's November 12th. He's up 20 units. I mean, he's killing it.
Yeah, he's doing well.
He's killing it. And Ben Mentz looks like he's sick there, like he's got some sort of disease. He's not that skinny. He looks like E.T.
Yeah, the show, the monthly award, the monthly cash, truly does reward guys like you, Ev. Like, I'll give you that.
The good gamblers?
Right? Just more so of like the consistent. Because
we're not streaky, right? Correct.
Right, yeah. Streaky, but also me and Marty will hammer ones we love.
Right.
Which I don't think you have been known to say. Like Dan does, and to be honest, Dave and Dan are a lot like me as well. Hammer what you want. Not everything's the same amount of bets, same amount of money. It's all spread out. It's different. I haven't heard, like Dan's game of the year. Like,
so
that's
speaking of
truly game of the year. And it's not a knock. It's just a difference of how you skin
I'm more of a steady guy. I'm more of a my bets are all the same.
Yeah.
I don't really change.
Like, I haven't even heard you say, like, I love something. I'm not knocking.
I have said I occasionally I will say that I absolutely love something,
Right.
and I'll say this is my game.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow I have a game I love, and we'll talk about that later.
You see, Dan already has another game of the year Saturday.
He has a second game of the year.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
He's not new. He's not here or on the show. But Dan's game of the year last night. Forget the fact that he won his game of the year. Forget the fact that he was tweeting his game of the year. The fact that he needed 6.5.
He's lucky he didn't fucking kill somebody too.
He needed
early
6.5.
on, they were like, "This one's over."
He goes to overtime, which is good. He gets the ball first, which was good. Everything lines up perfect,
which is necessary.
The only thing that can happen, is you get the ball first. Because you get the ball first in overtime. You score the 7, bang, you've got your cover right there, and right at that moment, the skies open up and sheets of rain start falling on North Carolina. Those passes Sam Howell tried to throw in that overtime never had a chance. I've never seen a change like that in a spot like that where it's 6.5. They score the 7, bang, weather makes it impossible for them to come
Carolina won the toss, correct?
And deferred, yes.
Would you have deferred?
You always want to play defense first so you know what you want, but they didn't know the rain was going to do that.
But there's a flip side of it as well, is that they had just drove down the field. Pitts D's a little tired. Like,
I do wonder.
Don't get me wrong. Everyone's gonna be like, "How could you not take the ball?" Fucking sunny day in September or a playoff game in a dome. Yeah, you fucking take it second.
I don't mind what you're saying.
Every once in a while, throw a change up into it. That's all.
I don't mind what you're saying. Across sports,
and there was a possibility of rain. It's not that they.
Well, it was already raining a little bit.
Yeah, right. So. Hey, maybe if this gets worse, that's all.
Across sports, conventional wisdom is getting challenged more in 2021.
Right.
That's excuse me.
The going for two shit. Yeah.
You've got sluggers leading off now that never happened. You've got people not bunting anymore.
Teams are shooting more threes.
Teams are shooting more threes. They know how to. The analytics tell them you're not punting as much in football. Now, one conventional wisdom with overtime has always been go on defense first, so you know what you have to do. However, there is an element of why don't you put the first points up and put the onus on them, put the pressure on them.
That's just what I was going to say.
I wonder through the history of overtime, because I'm not sure I've ever seen this stat, the team that scores first in overtime, in college overtime, what their record is, what the analytics say about taking the ball. Because I think there is, in fact, I believe conventional wisdom has always been take the ball in the second half. I strongly believe taking the ball first in a game is a statement. Especially when you win the toss.
Right.
When you win the toss and say, give me the ball, to me that's a statement coming out of the locker room. It also could be a statement going into overtime, which North Carolina didn't make last night. It's a passive statement to say, here, you take the ball. So conventional wisdom could get challenged with that.
I also think you kind of flip the pressure, if that makes sense. So, like,
100% flip the pressure.
You take the ball first,
right?
And, like, you kind of can't lose because at worst, let's say no sacks, no fucking whatever, you're taking like what, a 40-yard field goal if you don't gain any yards.
Right.
It's like, all right, and now at least we know what they have to do.
Right.
Like it's so. Yeah, and if you score a touchdown, it's even better. It's like, damn, now they have to score. You know what I mean?
When that first team scores a touchdown,
pressure.
I always feel very defeated for that second team. When that first team scores a touchdown, it feels like, okay, well, that did it's going to be
And
tough.
wouldn't you want to fucking slap them in the nuts every once in a while and score a touchdown first and change it up where your defense isn't – you're praying that your offense settles where your defense then has to get the stop. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, even so, let's say you get the 3 points. You still get to go out and defend that 3 points that you just scored.
Right.
You still and you have a little bit of momentum.
Right.
So I don't mind the thought process. Now, the old conventional wisdom does say find out what you need and go get it.
Right.
And that works too. There's an element of that works too. But as we see so many conventional wisdom things come off the board in sports, I'm wondering if our overtime thinking – by the way, speaking of overtime, it's only happened once, but I got nervous about it happening last night. You got to get rid of this new overtime rule in college football. Overtime wasn't broken in college football. It wasn't broken, and they fixed it.
I don't know what the big deal about that, or if it was that much of a discount.
I mean, you're talking about 1 or 2 games out of thousands in a year that goes to 5, 6 overtimes. And that is special. So why did you change the rule to avoid those 1 or 2 games happening? I'll never know.
And then what we showed this year was it went to 9, and it's 2-point plays. So, like, I don't want to be devil's advocate. So that means There were 6 of those overtimes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would it go 9 overtimes?
So it goes 2 regular overtimes and then seven of those overtimes.
All right.
7 2-point conversions.
So so that's 7 plays.
Teams were 3 of 14.
Right. So that's 7 plays is a first down and then a shutdown and then you kick the field goal.
Yeah.
So let's say it went 8, roughly 8. That means
Right.
2 extra series. That takes us traditionally into 3rd overtime and 4th overtime. Would that have been that bad to just play 4 overtime? Are we sure that somebody wouldn't have just won in 3rd or 4th overtime anyway?
It's a silly rule. It's a silly rule and needs to be done away with.
Like, what are they looking? They're looking to save those plays?
If you want
to,
if you want to do 2-point conversions, do it after the 5th overtime. Do it after you get way deep into the game. Don't do it after 2 overtimes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't like it as well.
So we got a lot to talk about. Speaking of, I mean, we're not going to ignore it. Dave's big press conference yesterday. He goes an hour. You went to the mattresses. Everybody goes to the mattresses, and I won't say my thoughts on the matter at all. I mean, we all support Dave. We all believe Dave. We all believe in Dave. We all think, we're all Team Dave.
Listen, somebody's going to put you back up against the wall. You deserve to throw a couple punches.
Correct.
That's all. That's all you need to say.
If they're going to put your back up against the wall needlessly and recklessly as well.
Right.
And
with 300 people that you are essentially responsible for.
Also, I think silence is deafening. Silence is deafening. If you believed in your report, if you stood behind your report, if your report was worth standing behind, you'd be talking. You'd be putting it back out there. You'd be doubling down. You're not saying a goddamn thing because he stood up to you and he used your tactics against you and you were wrong. Fuck you.
It's also very rare that people will stand up. When the Duke thing came out, I'll be honest, I was somebody who jumped on the pile of like lacrosse people are douches, wealthy, like that's the perfect type of they think they can't be touched it. I'll never forget that kid's press conference. The captain stood up for his teammates, and you watch the documentary, it's unbelievable, no basis. When that kid says, you have been told fantastic lies, like you want to fuck with me and my brothers, you picked the wrong guy. This is what it kind of reminds me of. He's responsible for a ton of people.
Yeah.
Deserves a right to throw a punch. That's the last we're going to say of it.
Yep. It's absolutely the last we're going to say of it.
I think that was pretty eloquent.
That's fine. It was
both
fine.
of us.
Yeah. Well, as eloquent as me and you were capable of.
We have college degrees. One, maybe not the other. But.
Well, never said I did. Anyway, so I had a couple things before we get to Football Friday, before we get to college football. It was on the Yak yesterday, and the Yak is a non-sports show. It's a humor show. And I happen to be the 7th funniest person on the seven-member Yak, and I am fully aware of that. But when it comes to sports talk, I feel like I am 1 or 2 on the Yak, and we never talk about sports. But yesterday, Frank was on the Yak, and he said a take
Tank Thursdays
that I took great exception to. Tank is a huge sports fan, has the 2nd most sports knowledge of anybody here at Barstool Sports, and he said something I thought was the dumbest, worst thing ever. I wanted him to be here today to defend it. I wanted him to be here to talk about it. He is not here. Frank, don't get it twisted. Frank is not dumb. This take is dumb that he gave out there. Do you know the take?
I didn't hear it. What did he say?
He said the Odell Beckham Jr. catch from Eli Manning so many years ago. You know the catch. It's the most overrated play in NFL history. It's the most overrated catch. It is not a top 100 catch in NFL history. That was his take. Rico.
He's got a point to say that it's a little overrated, but to not say 100.
If anything, anything, that catch is underrated. That catch is impossible. That catch is fucking impossible. And you can put up any catch you put up against it, you have to use the stakes of that catch to elevate it. You have to say, like the David Tyree catch, you have to use the stakes of the Super Bowl, the stakes of the San Antonio Holmes. You have to say, oh, but the stakes. You can't say 1-to-1, this catch is equal to that catch. You just can't do it. There is no catch that equals Odell Beckham Jr.'s catch on that Sunday Night Football. It's ridiculous. Aren't you a Giants fan?
Yes.
I watched a video today.
He wasn't a great Giant.
Of the top 10 catches in NFL history. Giants have the top 3 of the top 4. Tyree, Odell, and who's the other one? There was another one. Maybe I messed it up. Maybe it's 3 of the top 5.
Was it Mark Bavaro?
Nah, Mark Bavaro was great though. I love Mark Bavaro. God, he was so good. You old enough to remember Mark Bavaro?
I had his starting.
Do you remember Phil McConkey?
I didn't watch Bavaro, but I had his starting lineup thing. Early 90s, those were still coming out.
Yeah.
You didn't give me any of those guys, by the way.
I know. I got to get them. I actually saw the Grant Hill. I pulled it out.
You got Kemp. You tied to Kemp. You want Sean Kemp?
You want Kemp?
Yeah, Kemp was my guy.
Take Kemp.
Thank you.
So Rico texted me one night and said, hey, bring me some starting lineups for my man cave. I said, all right. So he wanted Grant Hill and Chris Mullen. And any Mets. Yeah. I know I got Lenny Dykstra in a great one.
That one's.
I got Strawberry. I got a lot of Mets.
Right, cool.
So I got you. I'll bring you some starting lineups. By the way, you guys can send us starting lineups if you want. Rico will never pass up free shit.
I gave you my starting lineups.
No, you didn't.
I gave you a bunch of them.
You have never, have you?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
I held back Cecil Fielder. You were mad about that because I liked Cecil.
Oh, that was.
I had Griffey and Cecil. Was the only ones I kept, but I gave you a ton of others. It was like 9 or 10.
I don't remember that.
Factual. They still had they still had the fucking packaging.
I vaguely remember. You brought me a box.
Still had the packaging.
You're right.
Come on.
Hey, I'll give you credit when it's due.
Credit's due.
Guys, work attire has changed. The days of wearing uncomfortable business attire, they're fucking over. But you don't have to sacrifice style for comfort with Cuts clothing. In 2016, Cuts founder Stephen Borelli set out to create clothes ready for every occasion the modern man faces. He started by reinventing the T-shirt. The end result, what GQ magazine calls the only shirt worth wearing. There's never been a better time to give Cuts clothing a try because Cuts is kicking off the holiday sale season early with 30% off site-wide now through December 3rd. The signature buttery soft, custom-engineered Pika Pro Tri-Blend Tee is a bold new take on a classic design, combining the ultimate blend of high-quality cotton, polyester, and spandex. Professional enough for going back to the office, yet comfortable enough for working from home, Cuts has innovated the work-leisure category so you can work anywhere in the country. Are these famous people out here?
They look like a band.
TJ, are these famous people?
I don't know, but Mario Manningham is the catch?
Nah, somebody else.
The Giants catch?
Yeah, I don't know.
They look like a band.
Fights is shaking their hands like they...
Yeah, whatever.
They do look like a band. Actually, that... I don't know. I don't like them.
Look like a band.
They do look like a band. I don't like them at all. Ship-A-Get 2021 is coming, and Preparation Cuts is starting their sale season early for you with 30% off site-wide starting November 9th, so you can have worry-free holiday shopping. Head over to Cuts Clothing today, cutsclothing.com today, to get 30% off site-wide through December 3rd. Upgrade your wardrobe with their world-famous shirts, joggers, and their outerwear. Cutsclothing.com, C-U-T-S, clothing.com. TJ, what is happening out here? Can I get a camera out here? What are we doing?
It's craziness.
There's a dozen people out there. I don't like that one guy with the long hair and the beard. Come on, man. This ain't Seattle in 93. Why are you wearing flannel and black jeans?
Do you
Unless they're famous.
What do you got next?
I have no idea.
All right, I got a quick we talked about it on Walk the Line, Mush the Line.
Yeah, you called it right.
Gonzaga added an exhibition game. They haven't played. Dukes sniff this one out. They haven't played exhibition games since the 90s.
Okay.
Gonzaga added exhibition games so that few could be suspended and make Texas tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. They're not going to say that.
Oh, wow. What was few suspended for? I don't remember.
DUI.
Oh, was he really?
See, so I have a problem with that, but don't get me wrong. Like, he didn't fucking, murder anybody. But
he could have.
The thing I have a problem with is that college kids are more likely to commit DUIs than embezzlement.
And he's leading these.
And so it's an example. And the other thing, too, is if you found out that, God forbid, Chet Holmgren got a DUI and was going to miss 3 games, what would the backlash be from the media and people looking to make a point of, like, how dare you say you're going to suspend this kid and you added the 2 games so that he could play against Texas? You faked the whole thing. They're doing that for few. So the coach is allowed more of a leeway than the kid.
Well, the coach is also calling that shot. The coach is the one scheduling these exhibition games, so he's gerrymandering his own suspension.
I had a little bit of a problem with
that. I think you should have more than a little bit of a problem.
I have
with
a
that.
lot
If you're
of
a college basketball guy,
I have a lot of a problem.
I didn't know about any of it until you just said it.
It's like being swept under the rug.
They haven't done an exhibition game since the 90s, and they did 2 this year.
That's what the rule is. I need to dig on this. It's Dukes, so they could have had an exhibition game in 2018. I'll be quite honest. Right. That's my fact checker.
They got to have one.
But right now, it's got legs. It has not been checked off as confirmed, but it has legs. Put it in the tickler file.
Dukes is the fact checker that when he gives you something, then you take that fact, give it to a real fact checker, and you see if it's. He's the preliminary guy. He's not a fact checker. He's basically a hound dog.
He's a Wikipedia guy.
He's a hound dog. You don't care if that hound dog gets shot.
Right.
You just go over there and try to find me something.
He's replaceable. I love him, but you could get another hound dog.
You get another Dukes in 5 minutes.
Ineffective.
Yeah. What was that word?
Ineffective.
What
did I say?
I don't know. It sounded like infective.
Ineffective.
Infective sounds like he would pass disease.
Ineffective.
Guess probably Big Ev's infective right now. Hey, TJ. Have you got Megan?
Hey.
Have you got Megan making money's card?
Yeah, give me 5 seconds.
All right, so Megan making money. First of all, if you have the standings for this show, I'd like to go ahead and look at those now, okay? And then I want to look at Megan making money's card. So work on those two things for me if you can, because Megan making money is historically not very good on this show. That's not a slight. It's not a joke. That's not anything. Big Av is up 20 units. He's killing everybody. I'm hanging in there. I'm just making money.
Fair. You between me is a matter of 2 good days versus 2 bad days, just for the record.
That's true. You're not far.
Right.
You're not. Anybody 6 and above right now is in fine shape. I mean, you could win the month right there. Anyway, I'm in second, and Megan making money's in third. She's up 3 units. And this is probably the latest in a month she's ever gone in third place. Then you got Smitty, you got Marty, you got Rico. Pretty much everybody below me and above Mintz is just right there in 500, waiting to either have a good month or a bad month.
Right.
And then Mincy is the worst gambler on the show by a wide margin. That's not debatable. He is the worst gambler.
Running bad cards.
He's since October 1st. I mean, you're the king of the 50 burger, I know, but he has reinvented the 50 burger. But Megan making money, here's my point. She is up 3 units, and she's feeling herself. She submitted a card today with 15 plays.
No.
15 plays. Look at this. Look at this. Megan's picks today. She's been good on college basketball, which I don't know her college basketball record so far, TJ. You said it was good. Look at this. Look at this. She has got 15 plays.
Yeah, she's got a lot. Am I on any of the
same?
And
if I'm not mistaken, that's, what I'm looking at.
I don't think I'm on one of the same. I'm on one of the same for sure.
She's 13-3 in college basketball.
So that's good. She's 13-3, and she is fucking firing. I wanted to look at it. I'm on one of them.
I'm on one for sure.
Which one are you on?
I'm on 2, but one's altered. Let's just put it that way.
Which one are you on?
I'm on Western Kentucky, and I'm on Nova Moneyline.
I'm on Western Kentucky as well.
Also, that 4.5 is ancient. It's down to 3.
Well, I think that 2.5 is too.
I'm not knocking her. But
Western Kentucky is playing at Minnesota, right? Is that neutral or is that at Minnesota?
I'm pretty sure
they're playing at a Big Ten team and they're favored by 3. That's a hammer spot all day long.
Western Kentucky had a good year last.
And then I like, which she doesn't have here, and I got it on my card later. I like Charleston Southern plus 24. I don't think Ole Miss is very good. But look at this card. 15 plays.
Crazy.
She is 13-3 in college basketball. She could blow it all night, or she could absolutely. I wanted to show everybody who watches the show. She could show that she's a college basketball.
Nova's holding 3.5.
Gambling expert.
So I tweeted it last night. I wanted to try and video it to get Marty's reaction.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Gonzaga Texas
7.5?
You saw it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that means you need to bet Gonzaga.
I know.
I know. I think it's telling you that.
With that said, what am I taking?
Texas
money line. I'll take both, but
to me it's
listen. Gonzaga's succeeded early, especially last year. They're good to go. I think you're gonna miss Suggs though. I know Holmgren's a different type of thing, and him and Timmy.
But it's still a
Texas gets Carr. Texas has Beard.
It's
Texas
still a program. Gonzaga is a program that is established, consistent, and whoever comes in that program knows the baselines, and they know, bam, you plug them in, you go. Texas under a first-year coach with their first big game on the road like this against Gonzaga, I don't know that I trust the continuity with Texas. I don't know that I trust all those ingredients to come together and make a good soup immediately, whereas I trust the ingredients at Gonzaga.
You're right, and that's what the line is telling you.
Right. You're betting on consistency or potential.
I'm going to go on. Yeah,
you're right. Potential.
Just to kind of prove a point. I'm going to go with Texas.
Okay. So we'll get to all of our cards later. I thought her card was very interesting because she is I wouldn't say she's timid. I mean, she plays as much as the rest of us, but when she dropped a 15-play card on a Friday.
Yeah, all hoops too, pretty much.
All hoops, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe she's just feeling it. Fresh from San Diego, California, come the only sunglasses we're ever going to wear again. We're talking about Blenders Eyewear. You're going to be just as hooked when you see how awesome these shades are. Chase Fisher started Blenders by selling his beachy shades out of a backpack while doubling as a surf instructor on Pacific Beach. And it's not just sunglasses. Blenders has prescription glasses, readers, blue lights, as well as a snow collection with goggles and accessories. Their team of in-house designers are constantly coming out with new styles, from orange polarized wraparounds to tortoiseshell frames with purple lenses to classic gold arms on black lens. To score 15% off your Blenders purchase, visit blenderseyewear.com, enter promo code PIXVIP. That's blenderseyewear.com, code PIXVIP for 15% off. Blenders, rocked with pride worldwide. Football Friday.
Last night's game was trash. Do we even want to talk about it?
We already did. We talked significantly about it.
Last night's game?
North Carolina.
Hold on. I'm talking NFL.
Oh, well.
I know we're doing college football Friday.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, if I'm doing college football, why would you?
No. Hold on. You only said football Friday.
Okay.
Fair. You only said football.
We will talk a little.
So let's just say that. The game sucked. Move on.
The game sucked, but I'm a Dolphins fan. The only thing that I will mention about that game, it was ugly. And if you bet on Lamar Jackson, I think 80% of people bet on the Ravens. If you bet on them, sorry. But the officiating in that touchdown drive for the Ravens was fucking abysmal. It was awful. There was one legitimate roughing the passer. The second one got off. It was like it's contagious. They start making bad calls, and then they had a defensive holding where the receiver was the one that initiated. It's just awful officiating in the NFL, and it has to get better. Okay, but it wasn't good. It wasn't a great game.
No, it was not.
College football. You often say money's in the crumbs, right?
Right.
I think this season has been full of crumbs for college football when it comes to the college football slates. Where are the big slates? Where are number 3 against number 5? Where are the good games? This is the season where we have not had a marquee Saturday yet, and we're still searching for it. The only marquee game we've had is Michigan State. That's fucking gross. And those were only marquee because their schedules got them to be undefeated. Neither of those teams is a legit top 10 team. They're both overrated as shit. Where are the good games? Every Saturday we're saying this. Bad slate, bad slate, bad slate. Look at this. We're in the second weekend of November, and we're talking Ole Miss A&M as the best game.
I know.
That's disgusting. We're talking about Ohio State, Purdue, Oklahoma, Baylor, Georgia, Tennessee. I mean, this is just where are the good games in this fucking sport right now?
Or even what you're doing, the other part too, is if you look at this graphic, you're trying to talk yourself into good games.
Right.
Right? So NC State Wake should be a fucking awesome game. Now, I say that's a great game. I do think that's good. But you start to get, when you talk about the casual football fan and what's going to move the needle.
Right.
NC State Wake moving the needle.
Right.
Teams haven't been good forever.
Yeah.
Sorry, fucking Quigs.
There are no needle movers. There are no needle movers.
So even A&M, like A&M's been pretty good, but Ole Miss hasn't been great. Like that's not really moving the needle. Notre Dame, Virginia's good. Not a lot of people who aren't diehards know about it. But you're right. You know, Baylor, Oklahoma, I think is probably, is that crazy to say that's the best game of the weekend?
Well, I don't think Baylor's 13. I think that's a bad ranking. I don't know.
They lost to TCU last week.
Yeah, they did. I don't know. They were 12 last week. I don't think they're 13th. Anyway, I think it's A&M Ole Miss is technically the best game as far as rankings go. But I don't know, man. Where is the game? Where's the slate?
If you want to get technical, lower average, 8 and 13 is like 11.5.
But they're not 13.
Oh, so are they lower?
Huh? They're Baylor.
In the
college football playoff.
They're 13.
They're not. Are they 13?
Yeah.
They were 12. They lost, and they're 13.
Wake Forest is 12. Baylor 13.
I forgive me. I'm
just saying the average ranking it's about 11.5, and Texas A&M Ole Miss is 13, so it is higher. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up. Wait, hold on. So Purdue, Ohio State would be the best then, right?
23. It's 11.5.
So about the same.
About the same.
26, 23, 21. Okay. No, that's the easiest way to just do it.
It's
okay.
All right.
What do you mean that's all right?
Tomorrow we'll do spelling. Don't worry about it. Today we did numbers. Give you a little quick math lesson. Tomorrow we'll do spelling.
I can spell you under the table, brother. I can spell you under the fucking table. All right. You're talking to the 4th grade Southside Elementary spelling bee champion, okay? You know how many championships I won? I won the 7th grade geography bee, the 1997 slam dunk contest, and the 4th grade spelling bee. That is a triple threat if I've ever heard one.
Hang the banners.
There is a banner at my house, at the barn, at the worm farm.
All right, so no big games. You're looking to where I look, smaller conferences.
I'm not even looking at smaller conferences. I'm looking at these games and just trying to figure out. I have two favorite games that stick out above the rest today. Were you here yesterday? Did I talk about it yesterday? But these are my favorite games. I love Missouri -1 against South Carolina. South Carolina is coming off beating Florida.
Yes, you hinted at this Tuesday maybe. And I told you that low-end SEC games I can't make a read on.
This is my favorite.
This is what is in your alley, so pay attention.
This is my favorite pick of the week. South Carolina got their big win against Florida.
Okay.
They didn't all of a sudden become a decent team. They're a terrible team with a 4th-string quarterback. They're not good. Florida has got things going on, snakes in their head. I don't know what happened with Florida. Missouri is a team and a second-year coach that needs to put better results on the board, and they're not that bad. I don't know if Basilek's going to play, but even if Macon plays, the athletic guy, I think they're going to be able to move the ball. Missouri at home, you're going to be fading a bad team off a good result on the road. That's always a good recipe. Missouri -1 against South Carolina, and then I love Alabama, New Mexico State under 67.5. I discussed it last night or yesterday. I don't think Alabama's out for blood here. I think they're going to get their 49-50, go to the barn, and be fine. I don't think New Mexico State's scoring very much, if any, and I think 67.5 is just too much. Those are my two favorite plays on the board. Now, I do have a card full of 10 plays right now. I'm going to lay it out, and you just jump in where you want to.
Okay.
I add to that, I also like Penn State money line to beat Michigan. I think Michigan's an overrated football team. I think Penn State, by virtue of that shitty loss to Illinois, has moved itself into the underrated position. They're a lot better than unranked. They're probably, 15 to 25, somewhere in there. Penn State's not a bad team, and they're at home, and they get a chance to stick it to Michigan, and Jim Harbaugh can't win big games. Tell me why I would bet Michigan here.
Right. You know where I lay. I'm never going to pick them. But the signs are pointing your way. I agree. It's going to be a war. It's going to be ugly. State Penn needs is it fair to say another marquee win?
I mean, they just need anything.
They had Wisconsin. I'm trying to think.
They also beat Auburn, which is fine. I don't know that they're in the business of needing to stack marquee wins because they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but when you look at your season, like, how can you judge it as a success? You're not going to make the championship game. You're not going to make the playoff. You're not going to. They can't win the Big Ten, obviously.
No, but they can't do any of that.
All right, at the end of the year banquet, it's like, hey, we beat Wisconsin, we beat Auburn, and we stuck it to Michigan.
What they can do, what they can do is
we prevented Michigan.
They can keep their spot as the second best team, second best program in the Big Ten East by going ahead and revealing Michigan and Michigan State, who they play later on.
Right.
If they go ahead and beat those two teams, then they're clearly the second best program in the Big Ten East.
It's a spin zone too. It's like, hey, a couple of breaks, or wherever we lost, like we should have.
Our quarterback got hurt. At Iowa. That's easy.
Obviously, Ohio State. Like, hey, we lost to a team who's going to go to the national championship game. What do you want me to do? So, that's what I feel like Franklin can do.
Here's a little bit of crumb for you. South Alabama at App State. App State 7-2, South Alabama 5-4.
Dan's on South Alabama as well.
South Alabama plus 22.5.
So App State is normally it's 22.5.
22.5. App State's going to win this game. Are they going to win by three touchdowns and a point and a half? I don't think so. South Alabama is not a bad team. They have a good defense.
No,
they can muddy it up. They also have a very good receiver.
App State has not been the powerhouse that they were a couple years ago.
Right,
I was riding them.
22.5 is crazy. I don't understand 22.5 for App State at home against South Alabama.
I'll give you how much I loved App State a couple years ago. They were minus 125 to win that conference.
Yeah,
I fucking laid 12.5 to win 10.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes the crew again.
Yeah, this is a wild.
There goes Flannel Boy. I don't know about this. I don't know who these people are.
I don't know. No idea.
He looks like a professional wrestler that gets introduced without theme music. He's just waiting in the ring for the other guy. He must be famous because he's getting the most apps.
What else you got?
Who are these people, TJ?
That's Timothy Chalamet.
I don't know.
That's not Timothy Chalamet. That's Timothy Chalamet's son, Jimothy Chalamet. All right.
What else you got?
I've got Texas A&M minus 2.5. We've talked about that one. I think they're.
You want to go back and forth then?
Yeah, let's go back and forth. I've already given you 5, but
I'll give you. Yeah, all right. I'll give you 5, and then we'll close it out.
All right.
I'll give you Rutgers plus 7.
Rutgers plus 7.
2 bad offenses.
Yep.
I'll roll the dice with the points.
Who are we playing? Maryland? Who are they playing?
Illinois.
Illinois, that's right. Yeah.
If it's going to be ugly, you're going to give me 7?
Indiana.
Indiana?
Even worse.
I'm an idiot. I apologize.
Yeah.
Indiana's bad offense as well.
Yeah, I mean, the point still remains. Indiana, Illinois, what's the difference?
Right. Give me that. Kansas State minus 6.5.
Yes.
They have a fucking Heisman candidate next year.
Yeah.
He's not going to win it,
Deuce
but he'll be up there. Deuce Vaughn's unbelievable. Skylar Thompson's back. Kansas State just does what they do. West Virginia, all right early.
West Virginia is the least sexy team in the country.
Right.
They end up showing up on Saturday playing. They'll score between 14 and 17. They'll either win or lose, and there's nothing to write home about with them at all. And I thought when Neil Brown left Troy, he was going to be great at West Virginia.
Yep.
It hasn't happened yet.
The D is great. I love it. I loved USC. They canceled that fucking game. Louisiana, I'm going to go against Kelly. Yep. I do think that Troy's offense is not that great. 2 defenses are good.
Laying 7 on the road, though?
Yeah, I've watched Louisiana. I trust the run game. 2 guys are behind them that average 6 yards a carry. behind the quarterback. I like Louisiana. Tennessee plus 20. I hate going against Georgia. I just think some magic can happen at Tennessee. I'm going to take that. And I guess UL. I'll save the ones I really love towards the end. But ULM -3. Louisiana Monroe is playing Texas State.
Yeah. Okay.
Nearly positive, and they just cover.
This one is
they just cover. It's hard to lay them. I liked them better when they were a dog, but it's just they just cover.
This is one that was on Kelly's card, but I liked it beforehand anyway. I love Minnesota plus 4.5 at Iowa. Minnesota is a Jekyll and Hyde team, but every time they've had that bottom out moment, like when they lost
Louisiana Monroe plays Arkansas State.
They lost to Bowling Green at home and then immediately got off the mat and went and won at Purdue. That's what Minnesota did. Now they lost at home to Illinois. They're awful. They didn't know how to play football. They get to go to Iowa, a flawed team, a team without an offense, a team that I just don't know if can cover 4.5 against air at this point. I love Minnesota plus 4.5 on the road at Iowa. I'm a little shaky on this one because I hate betting on a mediocre team on a winning streak, but something about Miami feels like it's right now. Miami's won 3 games in a row. They scored 33, 35, and 38, I think, in the last 3 games, beating Georgia Tech, beating NC State. They beat NC State 31-30, Georgia Tech 33-30, and Pitt 38-34. So you've got those 3 games. I like them on the road at Florida State. Florida State, I don't know how they're going to keep up in a slugfest. I love Miami minus 2.5 Florida State. Oregon minus 12.5 against Stanford. Stanford's just god-awful. They're bottoming out.
They're back to being awful?
Yeah, they're back to being awful.
Okay.
They're off. They lost to Utah 52-7.
Killed.
52-7. Virginia plus 5.
The thing about Oregon, though, are they blowing people out?
Oregon State.
You have Oregon State.
Oregon State minus 12.5 against Stanford.
Okay. I like that a little bit more. I thought it was Oregon for some reason.
Virginia plus.
No, Oregon lost to Stanford. What the fuck am I doing today? Timeout. 30.
All right.
Quick 30.
Time.
Quick 30.
Time. All right. You want a full?
No, quick 30.
All right, 30. It's fine. It's fine. We got 23 minutes left.
States.
We got 23
teams.
Hey.
You know what it was?
Focus. I need you to focus.
Chalamet fucked me up.
You need to listen to the coach. Focus. I need you focused.
Chalamet fucked me up.
All right. Run the plays.
Resume play.
Run the plays.
Resume play.
All right, let's go.
I like Oregon State too.
This is my favorite thing refs do. I love whenever I would do like reffing an intramural game or something like that. Just doing that, it gets a laugh every time.
I keep it solid though.
You keep it solid. I throw the hand out a little bit. I open the hand up.
I've seen that. I like it solid.
You just do that.
Yeah. Thanks.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that as much. And then it's always fun to call 3 seconds, which I know when you're
not supposed to. It's an outdated rule.
I know it's an outdated rule, but I love when they get into it and they blow the whistle and they take it down and just do this. Yeah, I like that. Virginia plus 5.5 against Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is.
What's the status of Brendan Armstrong?
This is a watch and see.
Caveat,
I will say that. I will say that.
I'm on that over. Virginia can fucking
but
score.
That's also if.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. It's a caveat, but I think Virginia can win.
I added this one this morning. Louisville and Syracuse are the same team. They're the same team, and Louisville's at home. They're also retiring Lamar Jackson's number tomorrow. He'll be in attendance. I feel like that'll be juiced up. They'll be ready. Louisville minus 3 at Syracuse is a great spot for them, I think.
Okay.
So those are my 10 that I've had. Right now I'm gonna stay away from OU Baylor, although I will play Kelly's parlay, and on the Barstool Sportsbook app I suggest you play it as well. I'm away from Ohio State Purdue, 20.5. The spot makes sense for Ohio State, but the matchup makes sense for Purdue in my opinion.
Over.
You think?
Purdue throws the shit out of the ball, so it's one of the two things.
But
Purdue stays in it by throwing, and you get a high scoring game, and Ohio State has to score to save their life. And it's high scoring.
But
or
one way Purdue,
Ohio State finally flexes their muscles,
right,
blows them out, but Purdue is throwing down all day, will get the 14-17 you need in a blowout.
But
I don't know how it doesn't go over.
One thing, Purdue, the way they compete in this game, they not only throw it a lot with David Bell, great receiver, they got the number 1 pass defense in the Big Ten. And C.J. Stroud hasn't been great lately against these decent teams. He hasn't been great. So how do you go away from that? Well, you got Travion Henderson. You got Mayan Williams. You got the best running back room in the country.
Got it.
Why don't you run the football against these guys?
Right.
I feel like game plan-wise, that over could be challenged with Ohio State knowing their path to victory or easy victory lies in the run game, not the pass game.
Got it.
I'm so fucking smart at this shit.
Got it.
Mississippi State Auburn, that's a stay away. Georgia, Tennessee, that's a stay away. Again, I like the spot for Tennessee. I like the matchup for Georgia. I like the spot for Ohio State with Purdue coming off the big win, but I like the matchup for Purdue, so I'm staying away from those.
Okay.
By tomorrow, I might change my mind and go ahead and start firing on those, but those are my stayaways.
All right.
We're talking gambling today. This is fun.
I'm on play of the week is Fresno State. Fresno
I feel like
State
your play of the week
State.
I feel like your play of the week is Fresno State at least 3 times a year.
Twice or 3 times when they're really good. Hasn't been this year yet. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It was week 1 when they played UConn.
Yeah, but they were very disappointing last. What did they do last week? Didn't they get drilled by somebody last week? Yeah, Boise drilled them.
So off the loss. What a better way to fix it with New Mexico coming in without Terry Wilson.
Yeah,
New Mexico's fucking horrible.
Yeah,
I went against them with Colorado State. They're fucking bad.
I forgot about Terry Wilson, former Kentucky quarterback.
I'm going to take LSU plus 2.5.
That's another stay away from me. Like, I love Arkansas.
It is.
I love LSU in the spot, though.
And it is. It's. And again, I'm not good at deciphering these bad SEC teams or interchangeable SEC teams in the middle. LSU, Arkansas, interchangeable. I'll take LSU. I think Coach O's got one more in him. I'm going to take LSU. I haven't bought Arkansas.
Arkansas is not a great team. They're not a bad team. They're just a solid-ass team. And if you make mistakes, they're going to beat you. If you don't, they're not. But LSU is prone to make mistakes.
We talked about the Notre Dame over. If Brendan Armstrong plays and he's at full strength, they combine to score 71 points a game, 938 yards. I think there's going to be some points in that game. And I'm going to take NC State plus 2.5. I love Devin Leary, and I think Wake Forest can have a successful season and be 9-3. Like, aren't they due? We even said, I mean, let's put it this way. We were both on it. It cashed.
Right.
Their win total was what, 6?
Yeah, it's 6 or
7. 6.5, 7, right?
Yeah.
So they needed some breaks to get those games early. We thought it was a low total. But if their win total was 6 or 7, are you
talking about NC State or Wake right now?
Wake.
Okay, yeah. Because I was on NC State and Wake.
Being 11-1 is kind of out of the question. There's going to be somewhere in the middle here where they come back down to earth.
Their last 3 are this game against NC State, Clemson, and Boston College. They could lose out, and they could be a decent team and lose out.
That's what I'm saying. So I like NC State here. I've always liked Devin Leary.
But this might be Wake's best chance at a special season, right? Like, they know they got Clemson. They know they got Boston College coming up. Boston College isn't great, but Clemson's still Clemson. And maybe
Boston College with Jerkovic back.
Maybe, yes. But maybe this is Wake saying, all right, if we've gotten this far, we got to get this one. But NC State's a better football team, in my opinion.
Right.
And Devin Leary is not. He's a veteran quarterback. He's not going to be worried about facing a number of whatever team. They are consistent. They got Zonovan Knight running the football. They can run it. They can throw it. They can do. NC State's a very good team across the board, where Wake's an elite offense or a great offense. So I like NC State too. I had it on my early leans. I don't know why I let it fade off my card this week.
Bring it back.
But I do like it.
I'm on the over tonight in Cincy, South Florida.
I want to talk about tonight's games in a second. All right. For many people in the U.S. concerned about the cost of health insurance, there are no good options. You either go uninsured or you pay through the nose for a high-deductible plan with questionable coverage, all because of a broken health insurance system. It's like being stuck with an outdated cable TV plan and not knowing about Netflix. Crowd Health is a community of people who are tired of paying for a broken system, a place where you get a simple, flexible, affordable way to pay your health care. Being in the Crowd Health community can save hundreds of dollars monthly and put thousands of dollars back in your pocket. Using their app, find nearly any doctor in the country, ranked from 1-star to 5-star. Scan bills, throw them away. Crowd Health takes it from there. Press a button to receive virtual care anytime, anywhere. Crowd Health is able to offer amazing prices because of its community of health-conscious members. Go to joincrowdhealth.com/fit. Enter code PICS at sign up. Joincrowdhealth.com, promo code PICS. Joincrowdhealth.com/fit. Promo code PICS at sign up. You'll get 30 days to try risk-free plus a fitness wearable. Crowd Health is not health insurance. It's a community-powered alternative. Terms and conditions may apply.
Western Kentucky, Minnesota, neutral site game, for the record.
Is it?
Basketball.
Okay, that helps. That I still love it. I still love it.
Right.
Okay, so tonight, I only like one of the games. I'm just spooked off of Cincinnati right now. I don't want to bet South Florida to cover against Cincinnati. But I also don't trust Cincinnati to cover these big numbers against plucky little underdogs.
Right.
They haven't done it the last 3 weeks. They're 0-3 the last 3 weeks. I forget the team. Tulane 31-12. Navy, and then last week was Tulsa. They haven't covered any of these games. Are they on the road on a Friday night when you're off routine? Are they all of a sudden going to snap into covering mode? I don't think so. But South Florida is awful. So I'm staying away from this game.
South Florida put up 42 last week to a good Houston, I think is the best. No one, I'm telling you right now, sidetrack. No one's talking about Houston in the AAC.
Please say the H.
Houston.
Thank you.
I think Houston is going to win that conference. That's a whole other point. But with that said, if South Florida can put up a ton of points against Houston and score, I think there's two scenarios here. I agree with you. Can't lay the big number with Cincy. Right? But there's a possibility that they're due. They could hang in on South Florida. Or they let them hanging around again. South Florida does what they do. They're plucky. It's next thing you know, it's a game into the third and fourth quarter. In both of those scenarios,
they got to score.
I think it's an over.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So Cincy's got to score 60 themselves.
Yeah.
Or they let South Florida hang around and we're in a scoring game.
Whichever storyline applies to this game
it's
involves
an over.
Points. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see. What is the over in this game?
I believe I had it at 57.
57? Yeah, I can
58.
see that.
I could see it.
Could I see it? Because I see a 42-20 game. Yeah, I think I could see that. Maybe. It's a stay away from me. I love Boise coming off a win over Fresno State. Wyoming, who is not a bad team. Wyoming
Their offense is bad.
Wyoming with catching 14
Their
at Boise.
Offense is bad, dude.
That's fine.
Have you looked into
their defense is good.
It's in the blog.
I listen. Boise is not the team that beat Fresno State. Boise is up. They're down. They're all around. Boise is not this. Boise's not Boise.
Wyoming's recent weeks finally scored 31 against Colorado State last week, in a win. 21 points against San Jose State. Lost 14-3 to New Mexico.
Yeah. Not great.
17-0 to Fresno State and lost 24-14 against Air Force. And then a bye, and then going back even further, won 24-22 against UConn.
14 points. 14 points against a mediocre Boise team. That's what I'm banking on.
All right.
14 points against a mediocre Boise team.
I'm on Boise.
Boise is not the team that blew out Fresno State. That was an aberration. Boise at home, I think it's going to be a tight game. I think they'll win the game by 7 to 10 points, comfortably within the 14.
I don't like their offense. They haven't been able to score points. I do like Boise. Lean if I have to. Lean.
You're leaning. Lean. You're leaning with it.
Lean.
Yes.
Not fat. Lean.
What? What's fat?
It's like lean meat, fat meat.
Oh, I see. I thought we were doing lean like this.
Well, you were.
You were doing lean.
Lean. Yeah. Then you do multiple things of lean.
Well, how about the drink?
What if I did this? Because I don't want to get DMCA'd. Rap song. There's a train going above us.
Is that what?
No. Blank with it. Rock.
I got it. No, I got it. If you say with it, rock with it, why not just say lean with it, rock with it?
I don't want to get DCMA'd. We said we can't sing.
And we did get rap music in Mississippi in the 90s. I mean, it's not like you're telling me something.
Lean when it was 2000s.
Well, back when I was into, we got rap music in Mississippi when these things were relevant. What was it, like 2002? Lean with it, rock with it?
No, Lean Back, I think was like 2002,
Lean
03.
back. Yeah.
So there's a section of Queens called Rockaway.
Right.
And my buddy was convinced that like put Rockaway on the map because they were doing lean.
No.
Do the Rockaway. I was like, bro, come on.
Wasn't
Mikey Bling's fucking lunatic.
Didn't fucking Run DMC talk about Rockaway back or Queens Rockaway back in like the 80s?
The guy was nuts. Get Mikey Bling's on the horn.
Yeah, get Mikey Bling's up. Go ahead and fire that up. Za's just having fun. Za rarely pays attention to the show.
Mikey fucking Blanks.
Za doesn't pay attention, but Za, when he hears the cadence of a joke, he'll lean up and he'll laugh and he'll clap just to make sure that we know.
Za's a fucking energy guy.
No, I pay attention.
He did Mush the Line today.
I pay attention, which was good. It was fun.
It was. It's a fun show.
You know what I don't like about Mush the Line? Y'all got to start taking your lighting seriously. That looked like shit.
It's Dukes, bro.
It looked like shit. You can't put clips like that out.
It's Dukes. Says he didn't know how to work the light.
You didn't have Jack Mac? Or Jack?
McCarthy?
Yeah.
Nah, I called him at 9:30 this morning. He's moving.
That guy moves every 3 months.
I know. He got fucked. Crazy. He got fucked.
Thought that was Enrique. Anyway, so what? Everybody relax. NFL games this weekend.
Can't be a part of this.
Yeah, you can. You've signed up for it.
Get yourself canceled. Don't get me canceled.
No, let's all go down together. A lot of big lines.
I'm the me guy.
A lot of big lines here. I have come around on a line. I like the Browns plus 2.5 at the Pats. I think the Browns are.
What did I fucking tell you?
Did you tell me I was going to come around on it?
I told you that.
I love the Browns against the Pats all of a sudden. I think the Browns are off the mat. I think the Browns are getting off the mat. They got the albatross that is this Odell Beckham stupid-ass situation, which he's the Rams' problem now. But we didn't talk about that. What? Is this a big deal? Odell to the Rams?
Not really.
I mean, I just don't know with Odell. Like, Odell's just – how long has he been a bigger star than a producer? He's been a bigger name than his production for at least 5-6 years now. I just – if he can be a good, reliable number 3, but what evidence do we have that he can be a good, reliable number 2 or number 3? I mean, is he going to be happy in that role? I don't see it. And the Rams – what is it with every LA sports team just collecting all the old artifacts? The Lakers collecting all the old artifacts, and now the Rams are collecting Von Miller, and they're collecting Odell.
People want to go there.
The Dodgers sign everybody.
Who fits the system this week? It's been rare. Like it's been like 6 games.
Division home underdogs.
Niners. Jets. Oh God, it's always the Jets.
Always the fucking Jets. But again, 12.5 against the Bills. That's a key spot in this season. Do you?
That's it, right?
That's 2 games. Do you lock in?
And Raiders.
But do you lock in on the bounce back for the Bills, who embarrassed themselves against the Jags, or do you lock in on the fact that Mike White and the Jets have something a little bit?
I think Mike White's all right. I think he's been okay.
12.5 is a lot of fucking points.
I'll take that. I like it a lot better if it gets to 14.5.
I bet you would. Yeah, I bet you.
Raiders, 49ers, Jets are all system plays. I think KFC has said it a bunch of times. It's not analytical. Okay, but let me give you a hypothetical here.
Please.
Who's been in the news in Barstool and things break the Barstool way, right? Whose back is up against the wall?
Right.
Who's got 2 games that are a combined 1.5 points on the spread this week, Saturday and Sunday?
It's Dave Portnoy with Michigan and the Patriots, correct?
You're gonna go against the way the stars are aligning. That's all I'm gonna say. Not being a fucking fanboy, I'm just saying. You can't see that Saturday pulling out one, Sunday pulling out one. And even more so, if Michigan loses Saturday,
right?
Are you the guy who thinks the Browns are going to beat the Patriots for the weekend save? That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I hate that you're logically correct there.
Like,
I don't like it.
You hate that stuff that we talk about, the dead mascot. But that shit kind of matters.
I don't like the dead mascot shit.
Listen, to me, what matters more? Running the ball, catching the ball, defense. Okay, we do all that.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, when you just said it, they're honoring Lamar Jackson. That has to be handicapped. This has to be handicapped. Has to be handicapped.
So you're doing a Portnoy handicap.
Has to.
Saturday and Sunday. We'll put them together. Do a Michigan. Michigan Pats.
That's actually the next call I want to make. If we could boost that.
Wait, you're going to do the Portnoy parlay?
No, everything helps the company. Who do you think has a bigger handle of pumping it?
Probably. I would guess Dave Portnoy.
Yeah. Okay. So kick it up.
Just guessing that.
Be an earner.
Let's go ahead and do picks, and then we can circle back to whatever we want to talk about. Big Av still remains in the lead, and he is killing it. I'm going to catch him though, and we will have a race by the end. Mega Making Money with the big 15-play card we gave you already. Let me get to my card. I got 6 plays tonight. 2.
Can we give people Ev's plays?
We will.
He is on fire.
We will. I like Wyoming plus 14 against Boise. Like I said, 13.5 is fine. NBA, I like 3. I like all favorites. I like the Nets minus 8.5 against the Pelicans, who are god awful. I like the Cavs minus 5.5. That's a decent team. I like the Mavs minus 2.5 against the Spurs. Also in college basketball, Western Kentucky minus 3, neutral site against Minnesota, and then Charleston Southern plus 24 against Ole Miss. I don't think Ole Miss is very good. Those are my picks. Rico Bosco.
Their coach finds ways to lose at Ole Miss too.
Yeah, he's not great.
He's great. Remember didn't he blow like a 12-point lead in fucking 8 seconds last year? Or
did he? Ole Miss? I don't remember that.
He was against Kentucky. He did something weird at the end. He was weird. He was weird.
His name's Kermit Davis. I don't like him.
Weird. Western Kentucky basketball minus 3. Wofford basketball plus 7. Oregon State basically a pick 'em plus a half-point hoops. West Virginia first half minus 8.5. They have that backyard brawl against Pitt tonight. Pitt just lost to Citadel. Huggins, friend of the program, they're going to try and hang. This is a rivalry. You got to come out, and Pitt's going to be desperate, but fucking hanging on Pitt, man. They stink.
I don't know, man. Like Pitt coming off that loss.
But Pitt, Brandon, Pitt
they got to show something, man.
Pitt stinks.
All right.
West Virginia is not excellent like they were last year, but either way, I'm going to take Villanova money line. I think that game's a toss-up. I do think both teams are overrated. I'll take the points that way. Stetson plus 13, and Cincy USF over tonight. Lean Boise.
I got used to all the basketball plays. I'm like, fuck, 57.5 for an over?
Yeah, for basketball.
Like, wow.
It's a middle school game?
Let me hammer that. Who we got? We got Big F's plays. Do we have those?
Feed the man.
He's got Northeastern plus 7, Fordham plus 4, Iowa State plus 1.5, Utah State all underdogs. Yeah, he might be starting to feel himself a little too much with all these underdogs. He's starting to buy the hype that he's really sharp. Boise State minus 13.5, ETSU plus 1.5, Robert Morris plus 23.5. He has, how many is that? 7 college basketball plays, and 6 of them are underdogs. That's danger time. When you're up 20 units and you start thinking you're sharper than the board, are you not agreeing with this?
No.
You don't agree with this? Okay.
With what?
He's got 6 underdog plays out of 7 plays in college basketball.
Yeah, but
he thinks he's sharper than the board.
Chalk is taking the favorites. Be uncomfortable.
I understand, but
be uncomfortable.
He thinks he's sharper than the board. I'm saying it's danger time for him.
Right. He's hot.
He is hot. I will give him credit, but I think when you're ultimately sharp, you have a mixture of those underdogs and favorites. You're able to find the spots. Everything's not a spot.
Right.
I'm just nervous about that card for him. That's all. All right, the Yak is up next. Thank you, Rico Bosco. That was fucking fun.
Good show. Good Football Friday. Good week. How about week 1 in the books for me?
Welcome to the pirate ship. Are we still a pirate ship? Yak up next.